You're one of the best CTOs that's come out of our country. What will be the day in the life in 2035?
If I start storing my thought processes 10 years down the line, I can ask an AI to inherit that and recreate Sauvik in a new body.
Wow.
There are AI platforms which take anyone's picture, create a video of your fantasy, your king.
So you get to be a content creator of your own porn.
Yeah. For girls and women, I'm just going to say, be aware of when you are getting photographed. Do you really want to get photographed on your first night and a date? The answer is no in today's day and age.
Everyone's dealing with some mental health stuff. Lots of people are turning to the ChatGPT for therapy.
Don't talk too much about your mental health issues with an LLM. Because you know what?
Wow. This is heavy duty practical advice. Do you have an opinion on DeepSeek? Because the current narrative on the Indian internet is, hey, don't use it, it's a Chinese company.
Indian audience today has the maximum amount of Chinese handsets.
So the data's already gone to China.
Understand something. It is better the Chinese have the data than other countries have our data.
Will science advance because of artificial intelligence?
2025, teleportation was achieved in our planet.
Teleportation.
With a small little microparticle. The more conscious we make AIs of the world, the more they start thinking, then you have actually cracked the time machine.
It's a very crucial episode. If you're someone who enjoys Black Mirror, you're going to enjoy the heck out of this episode. But it's not just fantasy. Okay, it's an episode that's rooted in reality. What's the reality of what's happening around us in 2026? The world is about to change. AI will steal jobs. AI will force everybody to reinvent. There's a new world that's being established. I do believe that schools and colleges are getting increasingly less relevant. So everyone's got to prepare themselves for the future through podcasts, through documentaries that cover these kind of topics. Sauvik Bhai is one of the top CTOs that India's produced. He's worked with the world's biggest companies, including Meta, to help with their AI products. He's the right person to speak to about all the possible horrors that AI will also bring alongside it. We don't even understand all the capabilities that AI has yet. All we know is that the professional world is going to change completely. Personally, I'm trying to ready my own country, India, for this new professional world, which is why from now, every episode of TRS is brought to you by SkillHouse, where we're trying to create global Indians and prepare them through classes on media, classes on AI, and classes on soft skills. The three professional aspects of everyone's life that AI will not be able to replace. So go check out SkillHouse. But for now, get ready to have your brain hyper stimulated with Sauvik Da on TRS, brought to you by SkillHouse. I think this is one of the most important episodes of the whole course of podcasting, to be very honest. One of the most important episodes of this year. I love these kind of tech conversations. They can be a little scary, a little bit dystopian, a little bit uncomfortable, but you need the right guests to be able to do this. Sauvik Dada, thank you for being on the show today. Very important conversation this. There's something that's pissing me off, which is that more Indians don't know about you and everything that you've achieved in your career. Yet, what I can promise the listeners is that this is a TRS All-Star, but it's also someone who's going to be an All-Star in the world of global podcasting. I'm glad that you're doing this with TRS.
No, I am very excited. From the time I have met you and the team, I realized that, their energies are there. This energy exchange is important.
Same. I think you're one of only 2 or 3 other CTOs who's been on the show. And you've been a CTO for so many companies. There's so many large organizations that you're helping with their AI challenges.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very realistic AI conversation.
Yes, I think that is the right way I would also frame it.
Okay, for the sake of this podcast, we actually have Rohan. He's going to be co-hosting it with me. He's also
Rohan.
going to represent the Gen Z mind because I feel this is a podcast for the future. I hope people watch this with their families, but it needs to be watched by teenagers as well. We had a 2-hour prep conversation before rolling to give you guys the best possible content today. I think we'll begin with the first chapter, utilizing artificial intelligence as a therapist. And some freaks also utilize it as a romantic partner.
Yeah.
No judgments. It's okay. It's okay to be a little bit freaky sometimes. But we've got to kind of break down the reality of both these use cases because we've unfortunately recently even seen, I believe, a teen suicide because of someone interacting with one of these AI apps. Basically, the last message from the AI was, "I'm here for you." What's the tech outlook on this exact problem, and what's the outlook in the near future?
Yeah, let me give you the shrink part first, and then we'll come to the romance part. What public LLMs do is they index the whole internet. Index means scan plus learn.
By public LLM, you mean ChatGPT, Grok?
OpenAI, Grok, X.AI, large of the Claude, Anthropic, all of these guys.
In the back end, they're constantly scanning the internet.
Correct. And whatever it is, we all know that either the internet and comments and point of views are a point of view. Experts are also there, non-experts are also there. And they package it together, they contextualize it, and then they slowly articulate the response. That's the structuring of LLMs, how it works. Some index X data, some index Y data. That's the way it is. When you get a response, I am not feeling well, I am continuously thinking about a negative thought which has happened to me in the last 1 week. How do I address this? Is the prompt. We quickly write. Now that response is primarily having bad data. That response has good data. That response has point of views. That response has judgments. That response has negative point of views. And then I am expected to read it and think like a Bible. No, it cannot be. That response on all public LLMs have got a lot of hallucinations. What do you mean by hallucinations in old world tech is genuinely incorrect responses with a mix of correct responses.
When your AI talks bullshit.
AI talks part bullshit.
Part bullshit.
Part bullshit.
Okay.
And if that becomes an obsession and if that becomes your doctor, then there is a problem. What happens to a normal use case? I go to a doctor, I say I'm having a problem. He'll understand you, he will take you through your childhood, memories, continuous. It's a journey.
What about 20 years later when these models become better?
I still think the shrink part, because it's so much of human psychography, I think the shrink part of it will still require a human being.
So the bottom line here, as a CTO, with respect to using AI as a psychologist or psychiatrist?
No, because humanly the internet is full of rubbish also, which is getting scanned and scavenged and indexed. And if I tell you what, 2,500 psychologists have got 25 different point of views on X, on Reddit, on internet. Now, each one of them have learned their own things and they have a point of view on how depression works, how exuberance or hyper energy works. 25 different doctors have learned their different doctors are reached for different purposes. The problem kahan pe hoga ki when you are going to a subject matter expert, he will treat you as a one-to-one.
When you're using AI as a therapist, it's actually 2,500 to 1.
Yeah, you're
That's
spot
the
on.
issue that's happening.
Spot on.
Because 2,500 opinions are being cooked up together and you're coming up with something that doesn't taste really great and serving that food to your person who wants therapy.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, do not use it as a therapist.
No, use it as a guide. One thing, Ranveer, which is going to happen is the rubbish on the internet is also going to get crystallized.
What does this mean?
This means the people will think twice before putting rubbish on the internet. Formal documented sites and apps and data. Point of view and exchange on forums I'm not talking about. The Reddits and the Twitter and the X's of the world is separate. Our Quoras of the world is separate. Those are forums of conversation. But genuine people who are putting in blogs and a doctor writing or a psychoanalyst writing, they will become hesitant and they will put a very research, fact-based text and knowledge there. That is where the difference will, and the quality of responses will become better.
So what if the 10 best psychologists in the world are put in the same room for 2 or 3 years and told to create a psychologist AI bot?
A LLM. A psychologist LLM by not 10,000 of them. Then there will be data and knowledge about a particular clinical depression or, bipolar diseases. Then you will have, today the hallucination is beyond 60%. Hallucination, just for everyone's purposes, is error and incorrectness of AI. That 60% will obviously go to beyond 60% of positive responses and quality responses. But that scare factor and the journey from Jan 2026 to 2036, that's a journey we human beings have to take it as a human judgment.
Are CTOs globally actually trying to mainly solve this hallucination problem?
All of us are.
That's one of the main issues, right?
All
in
of
your
us
world.
are. Model drift and hallucination.
What is model drift?
Model drift means all of these models we are creating for small language models, large language models, are models which are algorithms packaged together to create a better response.
Gotcha.
To be honest, the organization I work for, I kind of in retail and e-commerce kind of have solved the non-hallucination. The hallucination is non-existent in the type of work we are doing. But when it comes to large, you're trying to replace Google at the end of the day, right? And the behavior has changed from Googling to GPTing it or grokking it, right? So that's where, when I hear the experts, Jeffrey Winton, जिनको Godfather of AI बोला जाता है, when I listen to Eric Schmidt or Sergey Brin, who are the founders of Google, on the public, they're all working towards it, but they're not claiming it can be 100% solved.
Back to the chapter title.
Yeah.
AI as a therapist, AI as a girlfriend/boyfriend. Mostly girlfriend because...
Girlfriend, boyfriend, both.
Yeah. I think women are just more sorted out there.
I think so. They're far more sorted.
Yeah, women are able to say that, oh, okay, this is getting a little crazy, I'm out. It's the guys who go like, yeah, can you give me more, bro?
It's just... वेल्ले बहुत पड़े हुए हैं हमारे दुनिया में.
What do you have to say, Rohan?
No, that's true. Like, boys are crazy. And I have seen a lot of Reddit posts ki boys are interacting with the ChatGPT and asking a lot of sexual questions also to GPT and getting that stimulation from GPT.
It's Grok, okay? It's not GPT. GPT is not. No.
Though I think there's a lot of apps now which are giving you a virtual avatar who I can spend an hour and a half, 2 hours talking, who will seduce me, who will give me the sentences which I expect from a real date, from a Tinder and Bumble, which never happened. So there are possibilities, Ranveer, that you've gone on a date, you've come back disappointed, and you're now manifesting it with, in the next 45 minutes, I need my stimulant because my day was a shit show.
You know, at this point in the episode, I think people have to stop watching it with their family. Because we're going to go into certain domains. I think this is going to make it to the final cut also. So I'll give you a countdown and then stop watching it with your family after this. 3, 2, 1, stop. And now we begin. I saw this video of a hand job machine, like, recently. It was put up on IGN's page. You know IGN, the gaming?
Yeah.
So they've come up with a hand job robot where if 2 people have the hand job robot and they are in different parts of the world, you can sync up the hand job robot and your partner can give you a hand job. And this is where technology is at in 2025.
Yeah.
What happens when you mix AI with this?
Yeah. Can you imagine, Ranveer, today entire robotics in the world runs through core AI, core neural network, entire robotics. That was the first deployment of pure AI. थोड़ा पीछे जाते हैं. What is 3D modeling? It's nothing but something virtually which now has a physical manifestation. I am interacting with a AI. I am engaging with that AI in sexual conversations. I want a physical version of that in a robotic space. I'm ordering that.
How far are we from this?
Not far.
Less than 5 years?
Around 5 years. But I'm saying scale में. Scale में थोड़ा time लगेगा because I think there's going to be some genuine government regulations on all of this.
On sex robots?
No, on the way it will manifest. Nobody today puts any hardware restrictions across the world. But you don't get in certain countries a certain set of stores. You don't get a certain, like betting is illegal in India. Betting is legal in the UK, right? You can have a Soho in London. You don't have a Soho in India. I'll give you a simpler context. The world of tomorrow will have all these categories: sexual apps, virtual horse, moving into I am ordering it based on customized n equal to 1 personalized
Oh, wow.
whoring robots. Now imagine that normal people will also use it. But there's an obsession about all of that as well. That is where it gets darker. Again, some tech guy is building it, some AI officer is going to power it, some businessman is going to monetize it. Again, ethically where you draw a line.
What I'm understanding is that anything you can think of is going to be possible, but it'll be down to the legalities of your geography.
Correct. You and Ranveer, you know how Boston Dynamics got acquired by Google, right? When you first saw the Black Mirror ka dog, you saw that in real life. There is the Boston Dynamics is one of the greatest robotic companies who became them and then got acquired by Google. You remember those robotic videos where they were struggling to walk on the rocks, then slowly over a period of time they were running, they're sprinting. Today they're dancing on all sorts of songs. So the maturity is there in what? 5 years. So today's inceptions, वो 5 साल बाद वो आपका दुकान में मिलेगा, मॉल में मिलेगा. Now, बॉम्बे में मिलेगा, दिल्ली में मिलेगा, questionable. Because India is in terms of sexuality, India has a fabric of governance. It has very debatable. Because we are 1.5 billion people in this country.
Everyone's horny here.
Biggest dichotomy of India.
Yeah.
We claim to be this, but we are not. In fact, the advantage to all of this is fertility rates of all aging countries will get a stimulus. Japan is struggling with fertility. Europe is struggling with fertility. Now imagine this coming to the next generation. You would want something like this in an aging country. This becomes a stimulus. हमारे लिए deterrent है. But for them, it's a stimulus. Today also you have this.
Scary conversation, but it's important to face these very realistic horrors in my eyes. For the last couple of years, I've constantly given thought to the domains that artificial intelligence won't replace. And I've boiled it down to some media skills, the ability to go further in AI or AI literacy. And the third one is soft skills, all your human skills like etiquette, like social skills, like the ability to dress professionally. These things won't be replaced by artificial intelligence. This is what we're focusing on in SkillHouse. It's my way of helping my community get ready for this new futuristic world. Please check out the work we're doing at SkillHouse. But for now, let's return to this AI horrors conversation with Sauvik Da. What is love? Where is the room for artificial intelligence in solving romantic loneliness? Perhaps human loneliness in general. I think that's the actual global pandemic currently. Human loneliness.
I let me define love in my life. Love has, the definition has evolved. Say, suppose you're just sleeping and just rampantly you're in your sub-sleep, you get an arm around you, your breathing changes. Your little one runs around after winning something or ends up howlingly crying and you hold, that emotion is also love. The sensory aspects of AI, the haptic aspects of AI, now I'm going to be the subject matter expert here. Am I able to be a haptic expert of emotions? I can see a 4DX Max movie and I can get, that's the max haptics I get.
You're saying that if there's an AI robot, will it be able to mimic a human?
Yeah.
That's what haptic means?
Yes.
Haptic is touch.
Physical sensory touches.
Gotcha.
You feel something, there's a drop, there's an emotion, there's a shiver. When somebody has a malaria, shivering, and then suddenly it comes down. Those are physical biomechanics, emotions. When you have fever, you're down, right? You're not jumping around and dancing in a nightclub. I mean, some do, but that's a separate conversation. But the human touch has a genuine impact with the human field. Now, can AI crack it? Answer probably is. Can I do it today? No. The replacement of loneliness today is a set of good words and conversations which I want to hear. That tech is there. हमें चाहिए क्या? हमें, I am lonely, my breakup has happened. 6 महीने में I have not gone on a date. I am missing a woman in my life. I genuinely want to hold her. I want to kiss her. I want to hold my hands and walk on a bridge. And then I want to make out with her. Deficiency in AI. Should AI be part of that journey? Answer is yes. I'm telling you the answer is yes. I'll tell you why. कहाँ मिलता है यार? How many people actually get to meet their affection and the love? Look at the planet today. Look at the countries who are deficient. Why is fertility rates not happening? Not because I don't want to make out with my partner. Generally, people are not. People want to be with themselves. People have their preferences. Preference is far better than actually not having anyone. Loneliness leads to the biggest causes of death given by every data in the world. Now, companionship is how human civilization was born here. Now, can AI solve the problem? Answer is, it's AI's goddamn duty to solve this problem here. I don't want depression-driven, lonely individuals thinking psychotic things, how to harm themselves or how to harm the society. उसको चाहिए क्या? उसको affection चाहिए, उसको प्यार चाहिए, उसको hug चाहिए, जादू की झप्पी चाहिए. On a everyday basis, I'll goddamn give it to him. I'll recreate that with the texture of a skin and semi-sensible mind, which already is talking to you. I will translate a 6-inch screen into a human being in whatever capacity it is. Will it be valuable for the benefit of the society? I don't know. मेरा काम है टेक बना के वो loneliness solve करना. I might be able to solve part of it.
Everyone's got that fucked up friend who, as a teenager, kissed his own reflection in the mirror.
Yeah.
I know like 3 guys like that. One guy in college, one guy in school, one guy in my hotel. Who've all shared this fucked up reality. I feel like they'll be the first customers for something like this.
इसका
And there's enough and more people like
there will
that.
be 100 startup entrepreneurs seed level pe they'll get $100 million to do this.
I have one question. All the doctors mentioned that all humans are like their hormones, how hormones work. So like you mentioned about the Neuralink. So if the Neuralink is placed in our head and all we are like dopamine, oxytocin, can we solve this problem through that?
Yeah.
Like instead of hugging, just oxytocin releasing in your
See, that's
body.
why I said molecular matchmaking. Ron, very well caught, by the way. That's why I mentioned that molecular matchmaking. composites. Today, the pharma industry are giving you what? Today, the pharma industry are giving you testosterone. Today, the pharma industries are giving you antidepressants. Today, the pharma industries are giving you anti-bipolar physical medicines, and people are normalizing, right? It's at the end of the day composition and components. It is replicable. Now you put it inside a peptide which makes you happiest in the morning and makes you run 100 meters in 10 seconds. It's just a matter waiting to happen. Now, do I need a neural link for that or do I need a med for that? Look at the growth of all supplement world which is coming ahead thanks to AI. It was a clinical trial, XYZ, but can I create artificial dopamine and can I create artificial oxytocin? It's just a matter of time.
How long?
I think that is the harder part because the regulation in that industry is my biggest relief.
Relief.
I'll tell you why. Because you cannot just launch it like an e-commerce store out there, like the other ones we discussed. Here, there is clinical trials, human trials, there is non-human trials. They will observe, they will go fed back, and this will be taken up with the largest pharma giants. This will be taken up with the youngest, championing startup health and biomechanics giants also. These are the different kinds of startups we will see. Now, you will see the first set of all of this by 2030.
What do you mean first set?
First set of what just Rohan said. First set of artificial oxytocins, artificial dopamine. Some things will not be able to be 100% exactly like a human being wants. But even if I get 10% of what that dopamine high can look like, it's composition of molecular biology. Molecular matchmaking, it takes time. The research takes the longest time in the world of pharma and healthcare. And then there is regulations, governance, approvals. That will take time. But this is where I think India and the US will champion this. Because that's the biggest playbook we have. One of the strengths of US is healthcare and pharma. India's becoming a very strong giant in healthcare pharma research. And AI will be a tool. AI will be a tool. The final output is not an AI output. AI will be a bridge for this to fast track things.
I don't know if Gen Zs will be able to relate to the next thing that I'm about to say, but millennials and older generations will. Imagine if podcasts were a thing in the 90s and someone asked us to predict 2025.
Wow.
Hey, draw out a day in 2025. You wake up in the morning, you pull out a device from your pocket where you can scroll through short films made by your friends. Wow. That's what Instagram is.
Yeah.
Or whatever, YouTube. Yeah. So what's a day in the life in 2035, which is not too far away. It's 9 years away.
You want my AI point of view?
Yeah. Based on this conversation, I feel like AI is mixing with biology on 100
and
different...
biotech.
Biotech.
Yeah, biotech. Core tech.
What is core tech?
Core tech is...
Coding.
No, core tech is... The fabric of AI is there, but the tech is driving different sorts of tech. Neural link is a lot of biotech, where AI is the predictive mechanics, but there is understanding of your mind, triggering neurons, very different. One thing is for sure, this heavy device we carry around, this will have a virtualization of some sort.
So, okay. Let's break this down a little more because to give audiences context, when a founder, a product guy wants to create something based on his own tech dreams, he'll run it through the CTO.
Yes.
And the CTO acts like a skeptic and says that, hey, you know what? This is possible. This is not possible.
Correct.
You're one of the best CTOs that's come out of our country. And you're saying that, mobile phones are not going to be the mainstream thing. So I want to ask you, how does Zomato reinvent itself now for the next phase? How does Instagram reinvent itself for the next phase? What happens? Let's just take these two examples. It's a fairly wide scope.
I think it's a fabulous question, and this has bothered me for quite some time. The only piece of kit which is part of our Digi-Human 3.0 life is the smartphone and mobile phone. Now, mobile phone has never had a reinvention. हमारा हो क्या रहा है? Pixelation upgrades हो रहा है. Operating system upgrades हो रहा है. Hardware screen upgrades हो रहा है. But the overall device is still the same. Now, I think a reinvention is expected anytime soon. I think there are people working in OpenAI with Johnny Ive. There is a device somewhere they're trying to launch. I'm sure Sam Altman or Johnny Ive का एक 8.5 minute का एक video है. All of your audiences should watch. They are coming up with a new age device for AI. Johnny Ive कौन है? Johnny Ive was the chief designer of Steve Jobs, जिसने Apple का दुनिया बनाया था.
Wow.
Johnny Ive is a British guy, and of course, Steve Jobs is one of the closest. The entire design of Mac, iMac, MacBook Pro, iPhone, iPod, all Johnny Ive.
Wow.
Now, Johnny Ive is a little older than us. He has handshaked with Sam Altman, and in stealth mode, माने absolutely छुप-छुपाहट में एक device बन रहा है, and that is not a smartphone. They have publicly declared it in the YouTube.
But no one knows what the device is.
No one knows what that is.
What's your conjecture?
My gut is a smaller device who is going to be my assistant for all apps, all ordering, all interactions, all engagement, all LLMs. And it might just be a small device which I'm going to carry around because it's a voice-based device. Behind, I'm integrated with Zomato. Behind, I have Amazon's API running.
You mean in the cloud?
In the cloud. I can do that today also. I mean, I am trying to do that today for Resolve also, that how can I get a retailer entire catalog on GPT so that he doesn't go out of GPT and transact. I am trying to get every retailer and luxury retailers, all the products on Perplexity so that it's a new form factor for the retailer. Na? Uska form factor is the website and the app. Now the third place, I don't want to list it on my Amazon. Third part is basically the GPTs and the Groks and the Perplexities where my user is all the time. I will promote my phone and I will promote the catalog, and checkout will happen within these 4 apps. Now the next generation is this whole app diffuses. They actually exist, but the form factor of the app economy transcends into a voice. पीछे सब कुछ एक है. सामने का दुनिया will not have the voice, the smartphone and the physical apps. That's an AI play.
Okay, to just get this clear. It's probably going to be a tiny device.
Probably somewhere.
I think it'll be some kind of fashion piece,
Yes.
perhaps glasses
Yeah,
that can just hear your voice.
correct. Which is already happened.
Yeah. And over time, it'll keep getting smaller
Yeah.
to the point where it becomes something you hide in your shirt collar or whatever.
It's something like a button.
Yeah, like a button.
And you know what? There will be collaborations with shirt companies probably. There will be collaborations with watch companies. Today that has started. So I am bullish of this point of view that the smartphone will cease to exist.
You want to draw out a timeline?
Now, 2036, that is public.
Okay.
20
Guaranteed within 10 years.
If it comes to India at a cheaper cost, all these pieces, we will consume it like crazy. Because India's best part is India is a humongous pilot country. India loves trialing things out and loves rejecting and loves adopting.
So to summarize, as of now, we just know that there's a tsunami that's going to come out.
Yeah.
What do people need to be concerned about right now in 2025 or 2026?
Yeah. I think we should be very careful, and whatever age group we are in, is the amount of AI usage in our day-to-day life. Be a skeptic of AI and a proponent of AI. Utilize it for the right reasons.
Could you list out some of the right reasons?
So, you have a human mind. You decide how much of extraction, knowledge कितना extract करना है, कितना घंटा AI use करोगे, you decide. That's self-governance. Number 2, on video and image-driven AI usage, you decide. How many hours? These are the things I will use it for. These are the things I will not use it for. Because if you become screen obsessed like the world is today on AI obsession, then you don't have a genuine human point of view anymore.
I want you to counter me in what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So neural networks was one of my subjects in my final semester of engineering college. And that's why I loosely understood things even when ChatGPT became a mainstream topic. I understood that, okay, it's just a combination of words that's being presented to me through this app. And it's
So
based on
you learn CNN, concepts of CNN and everything.
back in the day, yeah. Very loosely. That was the only subject I enjoyed in 4 years of
I'm sure
engineering.
you did.
But I had that gauge. My partner was also deeply cerebral, loves good conversation, all that. She was not an engineering grad. And it took me some time to explain this mathematics to her, about the brick by brick nature of AI. Both of us use it for our research and studying purposes. She does her own studying, I do my own studying. The difference I've noticed is that she sees it subjectively, where she looks at it as the ultimate form of intelligence. And for me, I try seeing it objectively as far as I can. So if I'm trying to learn something off of AI, I'll try to retain some of the points and then I cross-check it with my own reading from books or Google sources. This process for me has helped my own learning process.
Yeah.
Like I'm able to gain more knowledge from AI, but I view it from an objective standpoint and I question if the information I'm getting is correct or not. Is this the right way of studying using AI?
Yes and no. I'll give you the no first. There are certain set of AIs who are fact-checked based AI. Today, you've just seen the early dose of a certain set of LLMs. You don't have an LLM for trigonometry across the world.
Okay.
You don't have a large language model for agriculture of rice in India. You don't have an LLM for trade rules of the world across countries. So you will get to see a lot of SLMs. So no, I'll tell you why, is there is going to be a feature called fact check, which means goes to the government website, looks at the policy document, looks at the research declared by some physicists, and that's a fact check.
Why won't an LLM be able to do this in the long term?
So there are guardrails of LLMs because not everything is not on open websites across. There's a login. So if you go to the patents website, you need to have a login, right? So a lot of websites are logged in based. वहाँ पे क्या होगा? The next coming future will be fact check based LLM, because to mitigate ये जो hallucination का चक्कर चल रहा है, a lot of the websites are non-indexed, couldn't be indexed because उसको आपके लिए login चाहिए. Some are subscription driven. Slowly those will be very specific set of fact check based. So you should not right now do 100% dependency on that. There, just wait a few. If you see the change in GPT also, the accuracy has improved. I am also a huge GPT user, and I love ChatGPT because if I had a bad hairline fracture, I uploaded my entire scan and it gave me more or less the correct prediction. When I went to the doctor, I said no, answer to mota ठीक ही दिया है. So the radiologists will have a challenge in the future. But the yes part is I also do that. I want to research, but not summarize me everything. Claude is phenomenal, by the way, in the summarization. I'm sure you're aware. मुझे सब summary में नहीं चाहिए because I like to read. Still on a device, I would like to read the context of my thinking कि if I am saying कि ये algorithm last कौन publish किया था, इसका कुछ patent है कि नहीं, I would like to go and physically read it myself, जो genuinely patent database में लिखा हुआ है. I can get a scan and a summarized version in a ChatGPT, but my trust on GPT, I am still skeptic, being this side of the table.
Yeah.
Skepticism is not bad at this day and age of AI, and it will get just better and better.
Gotcha. Okay. Loosely speaking, do you think the two main human use cases of AI in everyday life, as of now at least, are studying and probably getting your work done faster?
Yes, work
These are
done
the
faster. Work done faster, studying, and opinions.
As in?
Point of views. So give me knowledge. Yesterday, what we used to do was what? On Google, we used to go through a certain set of links. Some links I go, rubbish content. As you go, jump through it, used to take hours and hours. So that packaging packaging for these platforms is the best part. I can get a summary quickly studying, but if I want to elaborate and I want them to build me a PPT out of it, that also I can do today. So I think research, knowledge, packaging is the best value today. All depends on who is the user. If the user is my auntie who's 65, 70-year-old, उनका usage is different than a 14-year-old kid. Uska usage is different than a 49-year-old man. Uska usage is different than to a 32-year-old entrepreneur. His or her usage is different.
Because the nature of artificial intelligence is based on the human brain. In the same way that cameras are based on the human eye.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a human brain in machine form.
Correct.
I think everyone understands this nowadays. This is the exact reason why people over-rely on artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And it's important to have these human-to-human conversations regularly to remind people to use their own biological brains and not rely on that machine brain.
I completely agree.
I think that's the point of what we're doing today.
I think so.
Chapter 2. I've heard a lot about virtual reality porn. But where do we even begin this topic on the role of AI in so-called sexual wellness, but we all know where it's going to go. Plus, we're talking about all these topics from a slightly dystopian lens for the sake of education. Where are things going beyond what we've already discussed?
Let's take a back seat where we are without AI today. It is the biggest form of internet traffic consumption in the world. If nobody knows this, let me put it this way. The most popular websites of the world are XNXXS, Xvideos, all of that, hence the banning. The point is, we should not be judgmental about watching porn. Let's just keep that judgment aside. Today, the internet traffic it is not the e-commerce websites, it is not social media. The biggest internet traffic is on the porn sites. What the current observation of mine is, there are at least most popular 100-odd AI platforms which are accessible to anybody. Most of them, good thing is, they are paid.
What do you mean by platforms?
App platforms.
Okay.
Which has a browser factor, which has a progressive web app version, and an Android and an iOS version. What they are actually is custom creation of outputs. And this is reality today.
It's happening as we speak.
As we speak.
So you can go on any of these platforms and
Yes.
create any kind of video with any kind of person that you wish.
You can embed yourself also. The fun part starts there. So I'll describe the functional features of these platforms. So the platform has 4 or 5 core foundational features and themes and categories. You can create a video of your own custom choice by writing a prompt. A paragraph about your fantasy, of your kink, of your entire manifestation of what you want to see. What you see today is live video shot and what you're consuming in the old world. Today, I am manifesting. There are some likes and dislikes about this category of every individual. I can see that this is the type of thing I want to see. Can you create that for me? What the AI does is, based on historical context and languages, it again indexes those and creates a set of characters, whether it's a one-to-one interaction, one-to-many, all sorts of categories you can manifest. But it is my creation as the first feature set.
As in, you get to be a content creator of your own porn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, whether you're going to publish it or not is up to you. The publishing feature is also existing.
You can publish this.
You just can publish this. Like, I can create an AI video of a beautiful scenery. I can create a 60-seconder. I can recreate the Canva feature set using these. I can recreate it literally. Now, the second feature set, which is where it gets a little dark. I can upload my set of features, my set of pictures. That gets darker. Third part is the darkest. I can take anyone's picture and I can recreate that. Of course, hallucinations exist, so faces will get different, body types will get different. But understand, the human brain is very creative. A creative brain is working with a creative AI. So I can recreate anything. The features have been built, packaged it into a Android and an iOS and a browser and a progressive web app factor. Progressive web apps are fundamentally browser based PWAs, right? The algorithm is indexing those sites as well. So they're learning content across these spawn sites. And now you have a trillion petabyte database for you to custom create it. Now, let's discuss the human mind here. The human mind is a very creative mind. If you look at traditional categories, you have got the category section in a porn site is endless. And more categories are getting created, more and more dystopian dark capabilities are getting created. Where does it move to? Traditional porn sites will start changing their content behavior with real add artificial into it. I'll give you a simple example. A porn video being shot professionally by a unit will introduce characters in that video. In a real video, introduce characters in the video. Well, they are also making money. They are also evolving. That industry is maximum traffic, maximum data, maximum content. Now, the third dark side to this. What if this starts getting broadcasted? How are you going to stop publishing? There are AIs with the popular social media platforms which will restrict you. It can identify, it can detect. You cannot upload. There is a approval process, it will get brought down, fine. But the internet is for the whole world.
It's bad news for famous and semi-famous people.
We know what is happening, right? We know what is happening, and people are extremely driven by legalities on these things. But imagine 1 million people doing it at that very hour together, creating that content.
Yeah, I mean, say hypothetically you're this big Bollywood actress. And as of now in 2026, at the beginning of 2026, you're getting pissed off that your deepfakes are being used in porn.
Yeah.
Let us give you some news. This is going to be a very normal part of your life a year from now.
Yeah. And you have to create the governance. You have to have a watermark as an AI-powered watermark. What is genuine and what is non-genuine. So deepfake is currently the entire backbone of deepfake is AI only. ये तो कोई बना नहीं रहा है. Nobody is handcrafting deepfake. There are algorithms, right? If I can make the president of a nation dance and introduce a real human being into it who was non-existent, I can make him dance on top of the elephant and have sex on top of the elephant today. The weirdness goes tangential. There is a lot of fun part to it. But the dark part to it, Ranveer, is there are good normal people who are not celebrities. Let's talk about normal life. Watching porn is a very normal thing. Healthy, illegal, unhealthy, let's not go into being judgmental about that. Watching porn exists in human civilization. Now, creating porn was never part of the human civilization. There is an industry used to do it. Now, if 2 billion people start creating manifested fantasies, now they'll start creating it with normal people around you. That's where the scare factor is. Again, the job of a chief AI officer or a CTO would be that you have to, and we can put guardrails, very simple guardrails. Take pictures taken, bomb your smartphone about a certain set of people, because we have categories, we have identifiers of peoples and pets in iOS, we've got identifiers in Google Photos. We can clearly ring fence it. But the problem कहाँ पे होगा कि ring fencing भी तो अपने ऊपर है. It's self-regulation, right? It is not a country, company, state regulation. So where is that going to stop? Imagine, as I was saying to you, 2 billion people creating porn about their normal ecosystem. What if it gets out by an individual's phone?
As in, save, there's a college
Yes.
girl
Yes.
surrounded by some perverted college boys.
Yes.
Those boys,
Or corporate world. Now imagine corporate world. We have worked so hard all our lives to put corporate governance, XYZ. The amount of legalities available in normal life and corporate life. There's a whole new legal system which will require to be created.
as in your videos will be circulated on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
will become a very normal threat / reality for a lot of everyday people.
Now WhatsApp has to put regulations. और वो एक दिन का काम नहीं है. Writing code to validate, that will require a different AI. Different startups will require to be there. So this is a new age phenomena which is happening 2026 January में. Because people like us learn from all kinds of AI, right? Whether it's healthcare, financial services AI, we will look at different research is not restricted. But when you see these things, that is where the audience should be self-regulated. Where the human mind has to make a decision. The world is dark. World is available for you to have a release of your own energy in whatever. I am not using the certain graphical words in a conversation like this. Can we ban these apps? Answer is no. Then you're going to ban everything.
I mean, even if you ban it, there's VPN.
Yeah, we know that. All of normal people are using VPN today. Now imagine an educated human being doing this. Now imagine the illiteracy which exists in different parts of every country today. Imagine this power of manifesting dark characters created, and if you give this power to a deep interior heartland user base. In a patriarchal society where raging is a part, this can go beyond control. So the job of the tech industry is to put guardrails on publishing. Publishing पे आपको guardrail लगाना पड़ेगा, because or else it will be all over the place. So porn industry is going to pivot. But my thinking is the porn industry themselves will start ensuring that guardrails are there.
Yeah.
उसको at the end of the day, human being likes genuine stuff. जितना artificial डालोगे, there is a dilution of, there's an excitement part. With the human mind will get excited. But after a few months, my observation is organic.
Go back to old school.
Go back to old school, watch, forget it. See, AI cannot solve your every human mind problems. AI will try to be there. But it is like, whatever you do, you can't solve the Hyderabadi or the Awadhi biryani. All types of other biryanis will come and go. I'm telling you, this is the reality of the world today. And porn's consumption in the next 24 months, thanks to AI, will exponentially grow. And here we are putting GPUs and data centers across the world, which will get leveraged by these guys also.
I have this one techie friend, very intelligent guy, very committed to his partner as well. And he once told me that, he believes that the future of porn is heavily virtual reality combined with haptic robots oriented.
Yeah, that's what we discussed, right? And that's where it will go to. Today, you are virtually creating a scenario. Tomorrow, you are going to put that into your PS5. Well, there's nothing wrong. The content form factor is the same. PS5 can transcode the whole file format. तो उसमें dump करेगा. Now, where you create an avatar of yourself, you will have a version of that in a Call of Duty mode as part of the storyline. So, the world will try to manipulate because the power is there, but somebody has to become the policeman.
Do you think the world will get more sexualized or less sexualized in this?
Physical sexualization will actually have a huge dent.
Right. Like
Physical sexualization will have a huge dent with this, because you know what will happen, Ranveer? There will be an obsession part of this. It's like, I have this as a release of energy. Why do I need to do the physical type? You will have different sorts of dysfunctions in men and women.
I mean, 30, 40 years ago, the concept of porn addiction was beyond the human mind of the 1990s and 1980s.
Correct.
And we're talking about a more evolved version of
Yeah.
porn addiction here,
Yeah.
which is fueled by AI, deepfakes, virtual reality, haptic.
No, but the deepfake part is very interesting. The ability to detect AI today is very strong.
Will it remain strong?
See, that is my also quest. Should we not make it strong? Their marginal pixelation also can be identified. This is an AI. This is rubbish. This is shit.
I've done a bunch of cybersecurity podcasts. And the one thing I've learned from all of them is that there are very fresh and novel cybersecurity problems that keep throwing themselves up every year.
Correct.
And the job of a cybersecurity expert is to match up to the problems. The
That's
policeman has to be as intelligent
smart
as the thief.
That's correct. So the policeman has the same tools.
He uses AI to combat AI.
That's correct.
My angle is that can any AI generated video or photograph go up on the internet without being detectable as AI created?
Yeah, so that's where the concept of AI watermark comes in. See, the point is, AI is nothing but codification. And then codification transcends into a visual vector image driven. So we can embed that today also. The challenge is the लर्निंग द नॉर्मल यूजर को समझने में कि ये जेन्युइन है या नॉन जेन्युइन है, वो ट्रिगर विल टेक टाइम. नॉर्मल यूजर को जो कंज्यूमर एजुकेशन विल टेक इट्स ओन टाइम.
Knowing the male species the way all of us boys do,
Yeah.
I don't think the boys give a shit about their own identity being deepfaked in porn.
They would love it. A lot of people love it.
Exactly. So what's the messaging for young girls who are not of the same predicament?
For girls and women, I'm just going to say, be aware. Be aware of when you are getting photographed.
When you're getting photographed.
Or when you're getting videos. Be very aware.
Who's taking the video?
Why trust? You go on a nightclub, you meet somebody. Do you really want to get photographed on your first night and a date? The answer is no in today's day and age.
Damn. We're giving out cybersecurity precautions.
Yes.
So it used to be, this was something I learned on the show. The cybersecurity experts used to say that do not take or keep a photo or video on your phone that you don't wish that people ever see.
Correct.
As in, if there's something racy on your phone, don't keep it there because your phone can be hacked into. But you're saying that in this new age of AI?
In this new age of manifested AI-created pornography and AI-created porn-driven outputs of these platforms,
it would be wise to not get photographed or
get photographed with people who you trust.
Wow.
Trust becomes the backbone for women and men.
Wow. This is heavy-duty practical advice.
I genuinely believe, because India is very different fabrically.
Okay. Good point to move into chapter 3.
Good idea.
Okay. Chapter 3. Kind of related to chapter 2 because it's all about data privacy. As of now, I think there's 2 data privacy concerns. The first one is whatever was discussed in the previous chapter related to your image, likeness, etc. The other big one is what people, I believe, are starting to understand now because of that one Sam Altman statement, where he said that anything on your GPT can be accessed. What does he mean by can be? I forgot the exact quote, but something along these lines.
No. What he said was the logs of your chats and interactions on GPT can be accessed, can be breached. Now that's a very big statement on the sense that's the ethos of his conversation, which I also saw. See, the challenge is all these interactions. The way technology systems architecture works is I am conversing with you on WhatsApp. Am I deleting the data? Answer is no. Is this data getting real time stored somewhere? The answer is yes.
But all your chats ever are getting stored somewhere.
Archived and purged. There are two words.
Or is it like the last 30, 40 chats?
I'll give you what is the requirement of data in terms of enterprise companies. Enterprise companies, Bharat mein, they are supposed to have not more than 7 years worth of your data. Say example, I am a customer of XYZ retailers or a hotel chain in India. 7 saal aap mera data rakh sakte ho because I have bought things with you. That's the legal norm. चैट पे ऐसा कोई रूलिंग नहीं है. दुकान में स्टोर ट्रांजैक्शंस पे दिस रूल एग्जिस्ट. I might be wrong because the PDPB bill, the new version of it, I think we should reference that. WhatsApp interaction, GPT interaction, or Grok interaction. Let's take these three, which we use every day, more or less. 2 out of 3, all of us are using. Unless a user proactively cleans up the history, the chat remains. The chat remains. Why? Because the reference is required to personalize the next conversation. Now, where is it remain? It doesn't remain in thin air. It remains in a very powerful farm of servers, which has its own configuration, GPUs, CPUs, right? And imagine 1 billion people in India are using WhatsApp and about 600-700 million people. 50-60 करोड़ GPT यूज कर रहे हैं, 100 करोड़ इंसान WhatsApp यूज कर रहा है. Now, where is this data getting stored? This data is getting stored in Meta's cloud. This data is getting stored in OpenAI's cloud. Why is it stored? WhatsApp can afford to archive and purge because, there is history. Now you have features like disappearing messages. But GPT requires, it's a personalization tool. Ultimately, it's a hyper-personalization. It's a n equal to 1. It's a 1-to-1 personalization. I am saying that I want a recommendation on my knee problem. और 1 करोड़ इंसान बोल सकता है, I want a recommendation on my knee problem. But GPT needs that data because previously I might have asked that, I am running, I want my running shoes. What are the recommendations of what type of sole should I wear? So I might have had a conversation with GPT on 5 things about my legs. So वो personalize कर सकता है. That is the power of GPT.
One tiny tangent. I think everyone should watch Social Dilemma if they haven't already.
Yes.
It's the documentary about data privacy with respect to social media. I think the same conversation related to that particular documentary is much more relevant with respect to these AI chatbots.
So Social Dilemma in Netflix is a must watch to just understand some of the conversations we are also going to have and are having. Anyway, it's a great watch.
Yeah. Basically, your social media is a product that reflects your own personality.
That's correct.
That's what the social media platforms are trying to figure out. What is your personality breakdown?
That's correct.
That's why they have your data, and one needs to be educated when it comes to data privacy with respect to social media.
That's correct.
And even with these AI chatbots, the nature of the product makes it want to learn you much more deeply.
Yes.
A great AI chatbot knows your personality very deeply.
Correct.
So it's important for us to be aware of this.
That's correct. Okay. Simple example of base personalization is your Facebook feed. Your Facebook feed and my Facebook feed is different. Your Netflix feed and my Netflix feed अलग है. मेरा YouTube का recommendations and your YouTube recommendations अलग है. That is the basic of personalization. AI algorithm primarily personalization को चैंपियन कर चुका है. नाउ ये जो डेटा पर्सनलाइजेशन के लिए लग रहा है, एक ही प्रोफाइल का इंटरैक्शन 365 दिन, 2 years, 3 years I am using Instagram or ChatGPT. To personalize, I need to store the data. I need to interrogate the data. I need to model कि what sort of modeling I need. This guy likes mountains, wears brown jackets, likes riding a bike, has a pet, lives in some part of Mumbai, works as a corporate guy, has a family. This is all profiling. Based on this, the next 3 mahine mein, whatever that AI is trying to understand you will give you very contextual recommendations. That's the reason to store the data. Data are stored in very secured servers on cloud. Because एक साथ we call the concept concurrent users. एक साथ अगर 1 करोड़ लोग दोपहर के 1 से दोपहर के 5 बजे तक यूज कर रहे हैं, concurrency is important. So there is storage, exponential compute लगता है उसके लिए. Now the beauty is that is hackable. Those are all configured by techies and engineers and data scientists and human beings. Now, ethical hacking community gives you ring fences कि आप इसको इतना protection दो, इसको आप 264 KB SSL पे encrypt करो, जैसे डिफेंस लोग करते हैं और ज़्यादा करते हैं. But at the end of the day, output कहाँ पे है? Output is on a browser or it's on a Android or an iOS SDK. Has apps not got hacked before? Yes. Browsers not got hacked before? Yes. But can they hack all the way to the database? उतना आसान नहीं है. It is 5 layers of orchestration systems ultimately to reach the database.
What was Sam Altman warning people about?
It's the logs at the front end. जो ऊपर का जो data logs आपका रहता है, वो hackable है. If I keep my phone unopened, basic human behavior, if I keep my phone not locked, opened and my GPT interaction is there, I can basically scan through your phone. I have devices today which can mimic my phone in a proximity.
What was the Grok controversy?
So what has happened is there's a feature in Grok and many other apps which is allowing you to have nudity exposed on imagery, which we discussed in the last chapter. Now, वो data कहीं पे तो store हो रहा है. This was the context to the last chapter. वो data का accessibility किसके पास है? Very few human beings are governing that, which is part of some company who is managing your cloud operations, who is managing your database operations, who is managing your application operations, API operations जो manage कर रहा है. जिन के पास है, what oath and pledge has that guy taken to not extract that data and have a snapshot of that data and sell it somewhere? Ultimately, it's money at the end of the day. If you sell data, you earn money. If you sell contextual data, you earn a lot more money. Now, why do hackers want access? Why are these data privacy in the world of AI so important? If I have Sauvik का 4 attribute, कोई फायदा नहीं है वो 4. Sauvik Banerjjee, date of birth. If I have Sauvik's credit card data, it is valid. If I have Sauvik's residential data, or valid hai. If I have Sauvik's residential data, purchase affinity, card affinity, entire preferential affinities, far more valid. The data becomes valid जब data का attribute of a human being has got lot more. नहीं तो 2 attribute my phone number और email address लेके आप क्या कर सकते हो? That's why Aadhaar is now protected. That's why Aadhaar is masked. पहले क्या था? हम सब जगह जाके अपना आधार कार्ड दे रहे हैं. My Aadhaar is linked to my phone number verification. My Aadhaar is in my DigiLocker. Now that's why the beautiful thing has happened to our country is DigiLocker. We don't talk about it much. It's encrypted, it's stored, it's safe. Now, I know that's an encrypted, safe accessibility. What visibility of encryption does the user have on ChatGPT? My question is, all the apps we are using in India, Meta is an American app. 3 apps are American. ChatGPT is also an American app. Grok is also an American app. For an Indian, I am giving my data, Chinese bhul jao. My entire data is with the American app companies. Now, are they doing misuse of it? Answer is no. They are protecting it with their best possible intent. But are there miscreants of these AI apps or conversational AI LLMs which can get breached? Yes, the answer is yes. Has it not got breached before on traditional data? NHS has got breached in the UK. Our Indian apps have got breached in India. American apps, systems apps have got breached. And then they are sold in the dark web. Ultimately, the data of a customer जितना enriched होगा उतना ही वैल्यू है उस डेटा का. ईमेल एड्रेस, फर्स्ट नेम लास्ट नेम का कोई वैल्यू नहीं है.
What are the bottom line precautions that an average everyday user should keep in mind while using these chatbots?
Be very careful in the TNC. We all do click, click, click and accept. Specifically in the world of e-commerce, वो चलता है. In the world of retail, वो चलता है. That is okay because there's a traditional company who has my data. In the world of AI, I have to look genuinely at the TNC of where the data is. What are you going to do with my data?
So go through the terms and conditions.
At least spend 5 minutes to read it up here. You are going to spend 70 hours a week on that platform. आप 10 मिनट पढ़ नहीं सकते हो. And this is a world you don't know.
But say if there's millions of people who've not read the terms and conditions.
कोई नहीं पढ़ता है. Nobody reads it. And you are selling your soul to the place where there is breach.
What's the downside of putting your emotions into your chatbot?
Nothing. It's even if your data gets sold, you are not even aware.
Okay.
But when your profile gets attacked, how many times have you heard in recent times that your Facebook profile has got hacked? It has become a very rampant. Never used to happen during COVID, pre-COVID. Post-COVID, this has become rampant. You always hear that one of your friends' profile has got hacked and he's sharing, or your Meta profile has got hacked. The question is this data when it gets sold. It's not getting sold from, a profile living in Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore, Chennai, and the data is not getting sold to the Jamtaras of the world. So the data is getting sold to the other countries which are using this data for various nefarious purposes. So this is the downside of AI's data. Should we still not do it? 100% do it. But at least be conscious of sharing certain type of information.
Do you have an opinion on DeepSeek and using it? Because the current narrative on the Indian internet is, hey, don't use it, it's a Chinese company.
It's a bit of a contradiction. A major contradiction. Indian audience today has the maximum amount of Chinese handsets. Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi. 90 करोड़ लोग तो ये 3 हैंडसेट यूज करते हैं.
So the data's already gone to China.
No, the point is, there is nothing wrong. We trade with China all the time. Today, the chips are all manufactured in China from an air condition to the remote. Now, what are they going to do with our data? The question is, what are they going to do with our data? Understand something. It is better the Chinese have the data than other countries have our data.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you why. Because the trade with China is exponential, so the harmlessness, ignore the geopolitics of military and the defense. That's a separate conversation. But our data is something what we ourselves are giving. There's nothing wrong with the data going to China as long as there is no incident where they show that they have misused that data. And it's a conjecture, Ranveer, that all our data is going to China. It's a conjecture. You know how difficult it is for a chip to transmit data back to a Chinese server across borders and territories. So there's a myth कि हमारा data China में जा रहा है. Do you even know the number of protocols that data has to go through multi-server hop points to get to a Chinese server?
Wow.
ये तो basics of computing है हमारा.
Wow.
If somebody says कि मैंने tap किया, I'll give you a basic, just to give you the point. If I'm tapping and a transaction happens within milliseconds, less than a second tap karte hain and a transaction goes through in a restaurant. Do you know the number of hops it goes through? The first hop it goes through is your issuing bank. So UPI sends a ping to your issuing bank. Issuing bank sends a ping to the switch, the network switch, whether it's a Visa or a MasterCard. Wahan se they get a approval. Yeah, there's enough credit, limit. That comes back to your issuing bank again, down to the UPI server, to your app. So ये जो 6 hop points है, एक छोटा tap पे होता है. तो that data to go from your ChatGPT or DeepSeek in usage to a Chinese server also has to go through our organization and our country's defense barriers and firewalls, na? So, I'll give you an example. Do you know the amount of denting which goes on our electricity servers every day? Tremendous amount of rogue IPs dent our electricity servers, our billing systems, of all kinds of.
What's an electricity server?
अच्छा, पकड़ो हमारा एक electricity organization है, all sorts of electricity providers are there. Their whole thing is also on the cloud, on-prem. So the denting is, if you take down the electricity of a city, you can genuinely harm. So the India has got extensive, robust defense mechanics for data to move backwards and forwards. So DeepSeek मत use करो आप Grok use करो. But DeepSeek is also very relevant. DeepSeek's resultant, same query you give on DeepSeek, same query you give on Grok, same query you give it on ChatGPT, you'll see different sets of responses. Some is much better. And Chinese guys are exponentially advanced in terms of advancement. They have a bigger advantage in AI because the chip and the GPUs China is going to champion that space because manufacturing is their backbone. So data regulation is self-governance. I always say that. This team of ours at the government level has done wonders in terms of putting AI governance and policies. And now I'm sure they are working on putting these data privacy clauses as part of how we want to protect the data. Because if we have done it with traditional apps, non-AI apps, we should be able to put that across through. Good part is they also support. The American organizations are also very supportive of that. That's very, very true. But no tech in the world is non-hackable. ये बोल ही नहीं सकते. Like there is ethical hackers and the people who build it, equal same amount of mind has been able to break it. Breaking is part of launching something also. We do penetration tests. We do load tests where intentionally the company who's launching something tries to break their own platform, so that the third party doesn't come and break. Data is going to become a very talked about topic in AI parlance, but because of personalization, because the amount of data we are putting about us, it's not an image in a mountain, I'm putting it on Instagram. Here I'm talking, here I'm sharing emotions like your face. Imagine all of that is out. You will sue organizations. So, and that's where I think don't underestimate the power of AI engineering, which is protecting data at a database level, every level.
Even so, even though now we know this, the general advice is don't emote too much to your
Yeah, well, don't give your credit card on the GPT.
Okay.
Don't give your credit card on a GPT. 5 things I will suggest to my younger audience.
Please.
Don't give your credit card on a GPT conversations. Don't talk about your sexual health too much on a GPT conversations or a Grok or a public LLM. Don't talk about too much about your family and your family profiles with an LLM. Don't talk about too much about your mental health issues specifically you are going through. And the word too much is important. Get general guidance. The last part is don't talk about your financial health specifics on an LLM. Specifics. कि मेरे पास 33 lakhs म्यूचुअल फंड से मैंने बनाया है, इस म्यूचुअल फंड से मैंने बनाया है, डू यू रेकमेंड एनीथिंग विच आई कैन डिस्पर्स 6 more lakhs with? ऐसे डिस्कशंस विथ स्पेसिफिक ट्रांजैक्शन डिटेल्स, डोंट डू इट. उसके लिए देयर आर exceptional human beings to, on a phone call, they will give you guidance.
I love that we're talking about data privacy in 2026 because once those Neuralinks and augmented reality glasses become a thing, perhaps those glasses will also be the spy camera for someone sitting in Russia or Estonia or whatever.
You know why Google glasses got banned, Ranveer? And now this has come back. You know, you remember that the Google glasses made the headlines? It was a scanning device and a profile which was trying to do about a human being.
What?
About a human being. मैं चश्मा पहना. I am profiling Ranveer. I am getting everything about Ranveer from his Wikipedia to his social media to his everything about Ranveer. Ethically, it was not right. Tech had solved the problem. So now what Meta did was, with Ray-Ban, bring in everything barring the profiling part.
Even though it's possible.
It's been done. It's been solved. I shouldn't profile you. before I even have built a relationship.
Tiny tangent away. But I feel this AR glasses thing has been a repeated theme on this conversation. We're talking about the dangers of the near future. So, what are all these big tech giants designing within those glasses? I know one's apparently being built by Geo as well.
Yes, and Lenskart has done that as well, beautifully. See, the LLMs, let me give you the backbone of all of this. Recognition, Google Lens, aaya tha. Blipper aaya tha. You can put your phone. It's like the visual equivalent of Shazam. Ki I want to put my glasses, this is written TRS, it's a black cup. So visual recognition is computer vision. Computer vision AI ka ek aur duniya hai. It's a very different world, computer vision. Now, computer vision has been in usage for quite some time. Google Lens was trying to do it. Blipper was one of them. Aaj ke din mein all the recognition platforms, when you scan and you see what product it is, all of that is computer vision. So the backbone of Google Lens or backbone of Meta Ray-Ban or backbone of what people are trying to do here. I saw a beautiful advert of Lenskart where he is trying to understand what recipe and what the type of book it is. It is nothing. It's public LLM को plug in कर रहा है through visual computer vision. So it's recognizing something. That's the beauty of it. So if I say, suppose this is a particular set of a mic or a lapel. If I put my glasses like this, it's scanning, it's feeding the information back to the language model, and the language model is responding back through a voice. That's the simplistic architecture. LLM are already solving that problem independently, giving you data about something. Lens, computer vision से recognition capabilities दिखा रहा है. And then it's a question interrogation session, which we are doing through apps. It's getting reflected through the hardware. The VR, original concept of a VR, this is the real-time VR. You will see a lot of the real-time glasses. I have a feeling that a lot of glass companies will plug in a lot of the public LLMs through partnerships and API partnerships. Commercial partnerships hoga.
You're saying all like Ray-Ban and all these.
I have a feeling they will.
Like in the way the Ray-Ban Meta.
Maybe not the brand by itself, but the distributors 100% will. Like a Lenskart or Specsavers in UK or GKB Opticals somewhere, they will do that. A retailer will definitely be championing this space because it's consumer experience.
So these wearable glasses are a very certain and very big part of our near futures. Everyone?
See, I'm skeptic on two things. Do you see the erosion of Apple Watch usage? It'll go through a spike. People who, so it's like Whoop versus the Ring. So now Whoop spiked. Marcus Brownlee bola ki best accuracy XYZ, all of us started wearing Whoop. Then there's a behavioral change. Then the next tech comes, you'll get adopted to the next tech. Unless and until that company elevates. So AI-powered glasses nahi bolte hum usko. Let's call it wearable, where AI is a module of recognition. Gotcha. Visual, vector and computer vision integrated with public LLMs. That's what it is.
I'm a very big Whoop guy, by the way.
Same here. Yeah. I'm not wearing mine today because it's had a break.
Yeah. I wear it on my leg a lot during, I wear it all the time, and it's one hardware product. This is not branded at all. It's one hardware product that I have used almost as much as my phone since I've started using it.
Yeah, same here.
Since I started using a cell phone, I've never used a tech product as much as I've used.
I completely agree because I'm a big Whoop guy. Yeah. And I am now migrating to the newer version because I have a challenge with, I like changing bands. So that's why today, because of your podcast, I'm not wearing it because I broke one. Okay. I said, I didn't know whether you are a Whoop guy or not. I don't, but we've advertised Whoop enough, by the way.
Totally am. And a company that's developing this quality of a product should be spoken about in the mainstream.
Oh, absolutely.
They've not paid me a single rupee.
Same here.
I wouldn't mind some payment, but
Tujhe dega.
it's such a phenomenal product.
And the data is far accurate.
Yeah, they've started a new feature where, can't remember, it sounds like an ad.
Let's finish this because it's very important for the audience to know.
The only thing I'll say is it's not for people who become anxious because of data. There is a certain...
There's a bit of paranoia on looking at it all the time.
Yes. That's fine. If you're...
improved my sleeping pattern.
Yeah, it helped me improve a bunch of different
many things.
Yeah.
And I just sincerely hope that they genuinely tackle blood pressure. They genuinely tackle sugar. And I think those features are coming.
Yeah. So the latest software, I believe, contains this feature where you can upload your blood reports.
Yes.
And then it kind of gives you training suggestions based on your blood report.
Correct.
I find that wild. And I use that app more than I use Instagram.
Yeah, and the app's UX is beautiful.
Yeah. Phenomenal. I can kind of see the app gradually becoming only a chatbot.
It should be.
And that, that earlier point you mentioned about the transition of all these apps that we use.
Yeah.
Another very, very big billionaire had once told me that do not consider making an app in your future businesses because this world of apps is like going away.
Changing.
So is everything going to become a chatbot?
No, conversational AI.
You're just going to be talking to your...
Bot is a form factor reference to a browser. It will be a conversational AI.
Okay. So
whether the physical form factor has to be somewhere close to our body.
Gotcha. So the Deepinder Goyal of tomorrow who wants to create an app to solve a real world purpose should not be thinking about making apps, but should learn about LLMs and wearables.
Till the larger crores and crores of Indians' behavior has adopted it.
Okay.
Today, it would be not advisable, because the behavior has not changed to a complete voice yet. Yes, WhatsApp voice is extensively used across the country, specifically in India subcontinent. But today's Deepinder Goyals of the world, today's, let me put it this way, today's, give you a different example, which we all love. Today's Nikhil Kamats of the world will not build a Zerodha or a Zomato on an app. They will think once the behavior has changed, and I think the immediate change of behavior will be a form factor of voice. Because whatever we are doing with the fingers will go into voice, because we are talking to the platform. P-check, nothing changes. Order still goes to the restaurant. The robo-advisory still works on stocks. But the agentic world, Ranveer, of AI will actually take an order, place it into the restaurant, give you that update as a voice, and they'll say your order is 7 and 8 minutes away. And for physical orders, it says 6 hours away. And your entire commerce will get agentic with voice.
Everyone's Iron Man now.
Everyone will have a Jarvis.
Everyone will have a Jarvis.
Everyone will have a Jarvis.
That's literally where the world is going.
Yeah.
So in 10 years' time, in the same way that our world is dictated by our cell phones, it's going to be dictated by Jarvis and its elements.
Did you see that evolution of a helmet moving into a pair of glasses? If you see the suit Mark 42 to Avengers Endgame, he's just wearing a pair of glasses, and then Jarvis is morphed. Because Jarvis became Vision, and now what was the other name? I forgot. It was a she then. Everything became a part of his glasses in the last Endgame before he's taken on to that ship. So there was a voice. He was talking to the glasses. So everything will become. That glasses one is currently there. Now, whether the voice responds back might be a different device or might become this. But not everybody wants a glass. Because of looks, some people I have issues with my eyes, that's why I wear glasses. I might not wear a glass all the time, so it might be a very invisible sort of a device. I have a feeling it will be something like, over the next 5-10 years, something like a button on a shirt. Wearable shirts will come through.
Wow. Yeah. Shirt is Jarvis.
Yeah, you just talk to it. By default, you'll wear a shirt, right? And you'll have not one shirt. The same tech will be wearing as part of the manufacturing play. Because you'll not carry around this physical brick in your hand all the time. You will wear it for some other purpose.
There's a meditation app that I've created. It's called Level Supermind. The original idea was to gamify the process of fitness and meditation.
Yeah.
But our roadblock was that we needed a piece of hardware. when we wanted to do this 4 years ago. But that's a dream project.
Invent.
Yeah. It required invention. It required a lot of...
And don't invent by yourself. Scan for a set of companies who are trying to do this and invent with them.
I feel like based on everything I've learned, even through the show, through conversations with people like yourself, the hardware is creatable. The software requires a lot of creativity.
Correct. Absolutely.
That's where I want to step in.
All engineers in the world write code in a different way. And with AI coming, every AI engineer will try to make their code a little different. And in our industry, we have a beautiful analogy. You have this product manager profile, right? I have always believed that every engineer is a product manager. Every engineer's got a creative bent of mind. And if you read the reply all feature of WhatsApp, the like and share feature of Meta, all invented by engineers, not product managers. And in the AI world, what I am observing is you don't need a certain set of profiles. You need a set of profiles who are supremely creative, because the tooling is not a problem anymore.
The what?
The tooling, the tools, the AI tooling is not a problem anymore. You got to be creative to build a product. I'll give you an example. So if I want to build tomorrow's Myntra through a Jarvis, I will voice annotate my scope and spec. And it'll come with a very rudimentary capability. I can basically plug into a hardware manufacturing machine. So say that, deploy me and create a hardware 3D model out of it. I'm just talking and it's happening, because everything is through an agentic architecture. I've got a manufacturing plant line which will work on agentic architecture through a voice. A plant line engineer tomorrow might actually come out and say, the next set of assembling cars. Engines are all physical hand robots which assemble car engines today. It will be a voice driven. So the creativity becomes a lot important.
It's kind of like, really creative kids are able to think in free space and draw out things around themselves. Yeah. That's going to become a real world skill now.
Yeah.
In the world of AI.
And in the world of agentic, where we are moving, where there are small agents who are champions of doing a certain set of tasks. You put 100 agents together, manufacturing lines will get reinvented.
Very stimulating end of the chapter. But we have to move on.
Absolutely.
What's the next chapter, Rohan?
AI spirituality.
Ooh, cute. Don't even know where to begin or end. So, fully over to you, because I don't know the first question to ask in this.
I have a conversation which I want you to start.
Okay.
For the next couple of minutes, you have become a subject matter expert on mythology and spirituality, because there's a category and a followership, including mine, who love following you and your guests because of that category. In the last few years, give me the reason why you went into this.
Mainly just a reflection of my own interest. Very selfish reason. Then over time I realized, oh wow, this is a very deep subject and now I have some kind of responsibility. So there was a combination of both interest and responsibility.
I understand.
Yeah. But
then you started learning with...
I just really enjoy the subject. I used to see Amar Chitrakatha comic books when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And always want to create animated cartoons, from those Amar Chitrakatha books. I don't have the capabilities of an animator, but I have the capabilities of being a podcast host. So it's that dream at play. And this is just like the surface as compared to what I want to do in the long term. Dragon Ball Z, the anime. I want to do like Indian Dragon Ball Z, but with our Indian culture and all our stories. And all.
Wow.
That's the actual dream.
And then over a period of time, you did become spiritual.
The spiritual stuff really kicked in when I was 22 and I just got exposed to the right people.
Wow.
So that was a parallel journey that fueled this. But
I'll tell you why this is an exciting play for us, specifically in India. With conversational AI, I have a very interesting framework. When you're building conversations, you have to work on dialects. You have to work on sound, frequency. A nasal tone by a guy in, example, the south of India to a very big, large baritone to the north of India, to a very eloquent, beautiful language of Bengali tonality in the northeast of India, of Bengal, to the grounded Marathwada Marathi has got tonalities. अलग-अलग tones है. We know with our friends also ये ऐसा sound करता है, ऐसा sound करता है. We'll normal conversation. In conversational AI, we have a concept called a spectrogram. And we are using spectrogram. I'll define you what spectrogram is.
What is conversational AI?
Conversational AI is fundamentally what you are talking, when you're talking to a GPT or a Grok or a public LLM, when you're conversing with a Alexa or a Siri, a conversational response. You're conversing, you're not typing. You're not tedious. Text to speech नहीं हो रहा है.
Gotcha. Just going to demonstrate that for some
please.
users. Not everyone knows what conversational AI is.
Absolutely.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, not much. Just here and ready to help. What's on your mind?
अभी हिंदी में स्विच करो और मेरे दोस्त बियर बाइसेप्स पर एक 3 लाइन की कविता लिखो.
बिल्कुल. बियर बाइसेप्स की बात ही अलग है. हर शब्द में मेहनत और जुनून की सजग है. जहाँ सीखने की प्यास है, वहीं हर सपने की आग भी प्रबल है.
Okay, now say I love you in French.
Je t'aime.
That's it?
Elaborate.
Yep, short and sweet. But if you ever need a more poetic touch or anything else, just say the word.
Say I love you in Punjabi.
मैं तेनू प्यार करदा हां.
On that note.
Anyway, that's just a demonstration.
That is conversational AI for everyone. Now, the way she said Jatem, the way she said the Punjabi tone, and the eloquency of English, में tonality था, modulation था, emotion था. Empathy and emotion is becoming a very big part of conversational AI because you feel like you're talking to a human being. ये conversational AI का पीछे का जो tech stack है, इसका एक framework है. And that framework starts with spectrogram. So spectrogram क्या है? Spectrogram is something which is defined by the time you say a word or a sound. The frequency of that spectrogram means the number of times similar tone is being used. And number 3 is intensity. So, Ranveer, I'm trying to make a point. Is the intensity. Ranveer, we are saying this again, that the AI darkness and the AI light of AI is different. There's a frequency. Number of times I'm reiterating this and the same excitement. And the time is at this point in time, I'm saying a word or a sound. These are the 3 definitions of X, Y, and Z axis. Let's just put it that way. When any conversational today, like you just did, requires you to understand and then talk to you in a natural language capability. Natural NLP is the natural language processing capability of language, linguistics, dialect, accents, very, very different. When I am studying this, and this is my world, I build conversational AI and then I sell it to various companies, XYZ. The word Om or Nada Brahma, when I am meditating from inside, there's a certain set of sound. The chanting of Om, chanting of Durga Mantra, Raksha Mantra, Gayatri Mantra, or Shiva Stotra or Shiv Tandavs, entire modulation. There is modulation, there is energy in. We all know that there is energy in every mantra because the correct pronunciation is as important as the way it is spoken or musicalized. If I put that framework in spectrogram, which is the backbone of AI, the resonance of AI output, it has got nothing to do with the world of AI, right? This is India's mythology, India's spiritualism, has got nothing to do with AI. Now, AI there is one platform and an architectural framework which works on frequency. So ultimately, spectrogram understands frequency. Frequency is the sound behind. Now, every time...
Like low pitch, high pitch.
Low pitch, high pitch is a frequency. Okay.
You're saying it basically quantifies your sound waves.
Sound wave. Okay. Absolutely right. Because you are spiritual, that's why you got it. Now you go through this entire stack, mantras, chakras, Om, and you deploy it in a spectrogram, the linguistic and the graphical output is exactly what the backbone of a normal conversational neural network powered AI is.
I didn't.
Let me explain. You have a Om. Let's just take the word Om. Om as a word has a very deeper meaning. The way you say it, somebody extends it, somebody simplifies it. People का voice अलग-अलग होता है. AI needs to understand, any AI tech needs to understand the quality of the word, the quality of the sound, the quality of the length of the word, the emotion, the modulation. When I am putting these on this framework, I am getting 100% fitment. It is not supposed to be. These are words. These are mantras. The world of AI sound spectrogram में superimpose करने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. But when I am seeing the output of a conversation coming out is very synergistic. Extremely synergistic. Now, people are saying that, and this is research, I'm just learning, and this is the beautiful. I always think that, AI is a human brain 1000th percentile neurons को समझ, artificial intelligence, trying to understand the human consciousness को replicate करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. So when there is spiritual instruments which help human consciousness, is there going to be any synergy?
Okay, I think, and please correct me if I'm saying something wrong, but I think what you're trying to say is your job as a tech professional is to help with the spectrogram issue. That's the current problem you're working on.
Yeah. Of understanding input and output of voice and make conversational AI very strong.
And the conversational AI is becoming stronger because of you inputting these spiritual elements?
I am seeing that there is a beautiful marriage which is starting to happen. And it's an observation, very early days. As soon as I pass a mantra or a chant or an Om through the frequency, these are also waves and frequencies. There was people try to decode science behind it. We know the impact of Hindu spiritualism and chants and mantras and Om. On spectrograms, its effect is extreme. The best output of sound is coming for a spectrogram is these ones.
What does it mean?
It means if I put my Bengali accent or a Hindi accent or an English accent and try to replicate my voice, it kind of gets there. When I put these, it replicates seamlessly. It gets the best version out of these ones. So suppose I put your voice, I want to replicate your voice for a digital twin I want to create. Which I'm sure you're seeing that, voices can get recreated. You will get near perfect or almost there.
Is it because of the nature of Sanskrit which forces your...
I think there is some amount of occult science behind these things which unknowingly the human consciousness तो replicate किया था हमने इसको imprint करके AI 60 साल पहले AI mathematical model we have not been able to decode. That's why neural link becomes so important. Now when I'm putting these words across a spectrogram in a conversational AI, the best version of the output comes. मेरा voice replicate करने में 80% it kind of does.
Instead of making me say that lazy fox jumped over the dog thing, you'll make me say a Sanskrit mantra, it'll replicate my voice way better.
Yes.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm...
No, that's...
It is important because there is no right or wrong answer to why it is doing.
I probably think it's because I had a friend who was dealing with some speech issues, and at her speech therapy center, they gave her Sanskrit mantras, which actually ended up... It's a parallel concept. Something to do with the nature of Sanskrit.
I think so.
Will the advancement of AI aid the world scientists and or replace the need for scientists? Like, will science advance because of artificial intelligence use?
Firstly, we should know what happened in 2025. In 2025, teleportation was absolutely achieved in our planet.
Teleportation.
Like
Nightcrawler.
Small little microparticle.
So we took a particle from here?
A to B.
But
this is documented. I'm just not able to refresh. I think British University or an American university collaboration. This happened. Now, if you look at the black hole theory of Stephen Hawking, if you look at the black hole theory of Albert Einstein, it evolved. That's where in space, time slows down. Now, if humanity has the ability to jump space-time continuum, that is exactly what Interstellar was showing us. And it's extremely well researched, documented, and then they took the cinematic liberty and the art of the possibility, right? But in theoretical physics, in particle physics, in quantum physics, the backbone is time, space, there is a continuum, and time slows down. Now, if you're able to jump from A to B and time has slowed down, then you actually can come back. The comeback is an impossibility, every scientist have said. You can go, but the comeback is what was taken the cinematic liberty on in Interstellar. But if you can come back, then you have actually cracked time, space, time machine. Now, there is a device. Now, question is, can I... Now, what we are all excited about is, the entire Hans particle able to take us between time zones and bring us back. I think that's a bit overstretched. But if it will take baby steps, Ranveer, if teleportation was successful in one point A to point B between small distance, then you have a time-space continuum. Now, whether it will be solved in 50 years' time with the power of AI, compute, and the power of fast-tracking so much of research, and you can put a whole lot of compute and AI into Voyagers across and send signals back. Mars said 28 minutes it takes the signal to come back for a simple message, right? Now, you send it across billions of light years away and then you get a response back. If that message comes back, I have a feeling that this is an area which the physicists are working and not telling us.
Yeah.
Why would they want to? It can scare the living daylights out of normal human being. Then you question death.
You think these devices are being worked upon?
See, if you go through the conspiracy theory, the world of AI is what's happening with Radion in Antarctica, what's happening across, Area 51, why are Senate inquiries happening in American congressional में Senate inquiries on UFO last 1.5 साल से क्यों चल रहा है? I genuinely think, if you ask me, and you call me Moft, I genuinely think that we are the first species which came to this planet. The concept of simulation, I don't agree. But if Mars could have had people, we could have traveled from Mars to Earth to become the first set of sentience. We didn't speak about sentientism today, but sentience, we could be the first form of sentience. Alien or not, a bit of you. Why are we not finding any human life across so many years?
Where?
This
Anywhere.
Search for aliens, even of a microbe, small bacteria भी नहीं मिल रहा है, पानी मिल रहा है. Weird. Are we the only ones? Then we are very precious as a civilization.
And really lonely.
And really lonely. I can't believe that there is this chemical combustion which happened as the Big Bang and the birth of life itself is a mystery. The birth of a zygote, when a little zygote is formed, is a mystery. Apparently there are sparks, which is being published by best of the universities, is a mystery. Now, if you go into the conspiracy theory, our mind can go somewhere. But your question was, does AI have the capability? I think AI and compute, if we can replicate Big Bang in CERN, in CERN we have been able to replicate Big Bang after so many decades. What if today the AI and the compute power of GPUs, can we replicate something between 2 points? If a teleportation has started at the embryotic phase, if chota bhi ho, but matra shuru hua hai, tomorrow AI might not only be the instrument. There's a lot of space and physics invention which has to go through this.
So as a techie, can you visualize an AI-powered scientist, a robot which is just...
Yeah.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
Not too far.
The more conscious we make AIs of the world, the more they start thinking, you will have a thinking AI. Today is an executing AI.
Can you explain what quantum computing is? Like, what is it? Why is this supposed to be the next tech frontier after this AI situation has evolved? And how will it combine with the world of modern AI?
Let me just take a backseat and say what traditional computing is.
Sure.
What is compute? Computing means a set of data which gets processed and there is an input and an output expected. Simplify karta hu main. Basic computing. A compute means we need a processing capability to compute something. So basic input to a compute requires a basic output. AI or non-AI, basics of base compute. Now what, and I'm not a quantum computing expert, so let me just declare it first up. I am also reading, I'm learning. The way I look at quantum compute is, if I am able to solve a mathematical problem without traditional AI, and it takes me 7 hours, and I have a very complex mathematical problem, very complex, millions of rows of data, and it takes 100 human beings to solve that complex mathematical problem. Now I use a basic compute, write a macro, extensively heavy, almost breaking sort of a macro, and I take that macro to take fair amount of minutes and I put a very strong clustered database, resilient database, uske andar data ko dal ke I give all the power to compute quickly. Now I'm coming to advanced computing. Advanced computing with AI can, on a very large in-memory database, which is not column and row, can give that output within minutes, sometimes within seconds. Now, if I think now of quantum computing, what I understand is, if I take that same calculation and I want that compute to be done by an AI on a quantum computer, which is like the supercomputer plus. Ultimately, it's a set of processing power, right? Can I get that in milliseconds? The answer is yes. Because quantum computing requires a physics capability of that physical chip to actually, and the biggest amount of quantum computing capabilities are driven by the cold and the hotness of water.
As in?
The water is required to power compute. Now, any processor, to calm it down, you need it. Because it organically becomes very hot. When you're processing, you keep your iPhone charged or you keep your any phone charged on a chargeable device or on a power bank, it'll start to hotten up after the 100% charge is done. So that quantum computing, in terms of simplicity, if I just take compute, that's exactly the way I think people should think of. Basic computing, advanced computing, computing powered by AI, and quantum computing in an AI world. It's ultimately processing speeds are phenomenally faster. If your processing speeds are faster, imagine the things you will be able to do.
That's what I was getting to. So what will humankind be able to do with that level of a computing speed?
Human beings will be able to get a lot of research outputs, because all research requires data to index. Research output will be in minutes.
So that's when science will really advance.
And then imagine that compute power is there and you have a very strong AI scientist. They'll invent their own language.
Michio Kaku, who's been mentioned on this episode a lot
Multiple
at
times.
this point. I think he's 80 or something, right?
Yeah. Around that, I would imagine.
Went on Joe Rogan and one whole episode was just about quantum computing. And he said that I'm way more excited about quantum computing than I am about AI.
100%.
And this is one of the world's greatest ever astrophysicists talking. And
Theoretical physicist, I think, is he?
Theoretical
and theoretical physicist.
Yeah. Can't recommend his podcasts and books enough to people.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
His magic is that he explains very high level concepts using very basic metaphors.
Correct.
Because he has clarity of thinking.
Weinstein is also very, very, very articulate.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say that, the way Jeffrey Winton is talking about AI is also beyond AI. He's considered the godfather of AI, but he's talking beyond AI. See, the quantum is a very processor-driven hardware play. Today's world of AI requires, so it's synergistic. It cannot be the mind. This is the body. The mind is AI. The body is quantum computing.
Wow. Lungs.
Yeah, you need that, right?
One tiny final question related to
But
quantum.
I'll tell you one last point is
Yeah.
the 5Gs needs to get to 10Gs to support this.
Wow.
वो 5G में उतना प्रोसेसर को खींचने के लिए you need to get to a 10G speed, which is also going to happen.
I see this manifesting as a reality in the 2040s-ish.
नहीं 10G आ जाएगा before
Earlier?
2030 10G will come. 6G is already getting rolled out. We are 2026. 10G, China is already rolling out in two, all what they are disclosing.
I think audiences understand 2G, 3G, 4G as progressively faster internet speeds. I'm an EXTC engineer. That's the my whole education was about what 2G, 3G, 4G.
That's why you are a geek. I have realized
Yeah.
you are a hardcore geek, and your whole team is a geek.
Yeah.
And I love that about you guys.
Like this room has 2 engineers besides me.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. But it's basically a set of protocols for the sake of transmission of data and electricity.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
Now it boils down on a very basic level to faster internet speeds with every generation of
That's correct.
2G, 3G, 4G.
You know, the contradiction what we discussed throughout the last hours is if this is redundant, if this is redundant and there is a little device who has 10G speed on our day-to-day basis, what is the power of that chip of that device? A supercomputer got packaged into this. Have you seen Jensen Huang gifting Elon Musk the little chip which is a supercomputer plus 40 watts or 80 watts it can consume. So imagine the power of that becoming this. यहाँ पे लगा, who cares then?
One tiny final question on quantum computing, 10G and AI being a scientist. A Gen Z in 2035. How does all this affect that Gen Z's life?
वो Gen Z नहीं है, Ranveer. That guy will be called M Gen Z. It's a meta Gen Z. Half of his body is non-human. I'm convinced on this. 25 years down the line, a Ranveer will have 20% of that entire human body with computing embedded. Or 30% maybe.
Like when you're saying 20 or 30%, it's the total cells in your body?
No, I think neurons are getting more controlled by a device. Your body's some amount of deficiencies are getting controlled by a device. Nanobots are probably in part of your body cleaning up cancer cells. You're not really an organic human being anymore.
This is the next stage of human evolution. It's coming up.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying it's a very rude digital world will not exist. Like analog today doesn't exist. I call it digi because I call it the meta-human 3.0 is the way forward. We ourselves will have so much of tech in our whole body that we will not be required to carry tech. And it will be powered by core AI capabilities, processors, somewhere it is connecting somewhere. So our organic human body, 25 years down the line, will have 20-30% of enough tech in our body embedded. Good thing or bad thing, we don't know. Might be tremendously amazing for human civilization to evolve.
Or might be a Black Mirror episode.
But we will not be able to stop it. Because we are doing everything that way, right? आज रिंग बना रहे हैं, कल रिंग को इमर्स कर देंगे. आज यहाँ पे चिप लगा रहे हैं, कल अंदर डाल देंगे. अंदर डालना तो that's already part of the whole work ongoing right now. Yeah. You know, already you've got machines controlling this inside. You will not have a tachycardia and a heart attack. You'll always, you know what it will do. 25 years down the line, your average age might become 200 years. Never know.
This I truly believe.
This you believe?
So it's very important to get married to the right person. Because
Oh,
you
yes.
spend the next 180 years.
150 साल किसी का साथ रहना है मतलब oh my goodness. Even if you get married at 50, if you get married at 30 तो you are gone. 170 साल रहना है. 1%.
That's wild, man. That's wild. Moving on. This chapter is titled The Spirituality of AI.
Yeah, that was spiritual enough.
Ended with marriage. Okay. What is the next chapter, Rohan?
AI dystopia to utopia thing.
Oh, we've already covered
We
that.
covered that.
But I have one question.
Yes, please, Ron.
If people are living for 200 years and every tech is inside, there is one series came Asur 2, and in that they said कि in future human consciousness can be transferred to AI and you can live like alive रह सकते हो आप, अमर हो सकते हो.
It's a Black Mirror concept.
Yeah, I'll tell you where the concept is partly real.
Uploading your consciousness into a tech server.
Yeah, so imagine this. Today, what are we doing? We are putting our thoughts on a platform which is in a cloud farm of servers. Tomorrow, we are going to put our brains, thought process, memories, dreams. Dream interpretation hardware is already here. आज के दिन में hardware embedded in for interpreting your dreams is already here. Now we have got neural chips. Now we have got conversational AIs, conversationals being stored. So tomorrow, if I start storing my memories, my conversations, my thought processes, my emotions, 10 years down the line, we should be able to store everything. Today, if I don't have my Nana Nani's videos, I have to recreate, AI se recreate karna padta hai. But today I have got my real videos thanks to the smartphone generation, right? Imagine 10 years down the line, which is a fantastic question. My conscious memories, my dreams, my interactions, I deploy it into a cloud, जो consume कर रहा है, and I pass away. I can ask an AI to inherit that and recreate Sauvik's entire being in a new body.
That means your own internal consciousness.
Soul, consciousness, dreams, memories, my way of speaking, my way of interacting, my hand movements, everything will get recreated. Because I have made conscious effort to store it. Now it will have a morph version of me also it can become.
Yeah.
Or might have a close version of me in a different body.
It's like the same as cloning, but here you're cloning your essence,
And
not
consciousness.
your body.
And a thinking, thought process, dreams.
But you yourself as an individual,
That will not be there.
you're going to die.
I'm not.
This is for your future generation.
For spirituality, right? The body goes. Okay. The soul remains.
The tech indicates that what you said is possible?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it. Now, somebody's going to do this. Somebody's going to create an infrastructure to store every part of a human being.
Is this utopian or dystopian for you?
Dystopian partly.
Yeah.
Because, the world was supposed to be cyclic. We are supposed to come, we are supposed to go, and we are supposed to be forgotten. And then there is a new world. We are supposed to come, go, forgotten, and remains as a history. That's how the planet evolved healthily. What if you've got 8 billion becoming 24 billion consciousness from the last 300 years remaining? That's a very dystopian. Dystopian in a mind of 2026, January. If I'm a meta-human, to him it's all data and knowledge then.
I've got an intuition to end the episode.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think there was one chapter we didn't cover, but we did throughout. The chapter was named AI Crime. I think that was peppered in throughout. So all of you are waiting for that 6th chapter eagerly. It's not coming your way.
Yeah, we covered it enough in drip feed.
That's it. These are the 6 chapters. I have one tiny question to throw at you to end this particular episode.
Okay.
Again, in your circles, where you have, like right now we're on a podcast and we did this for the sake of the Indian internet, for education, all that. In your circles, like technically you, because of your job profile, you're at the cutting edge of what's happening now.
Correct.
And I repeat myself, you have a better vision about the future than other science fiction fans.
I'm also a science fiction fan.
I think anyone in tech is a science fiction fan. That's why they've gotten into tech.
Correct.
That's why they've chosen it as a career.
100%.
But you guys just have a way better gauge of reality.
Clarity also.
Yeah. This is what science allows. This is what engineering allows. Generally, your conversations, do they end up in utopian places or dystopian places? Like when you all talk about the future.
See, I'll tell you something. Tech guys, the community of tech and AI and generally overall tech. These categories are AI and quantum and deep tech and all the neural modeling, all of that. Generally, tech guys are problem solvers. So tech guys have a giddy optimism in life. You will find it a very common pattern in tech entrepreneurs, futuristic tech guys. We always think that it's a problem which we have to solve, and we are solving it because that's how our brain is wired. डिस्टोपिया हम लोग जानते हैं एग्जिस्ट करता है हमारा कम्युनिटी के लिए, बट वी आर ऑल यूटोपियंस. Most of my colleagues, my industry colleagues, my peer colleagues in various categories of tech leaders are generally all problem solving utopians. डिस्टोपिया को हम इंडेक्स और ज्यादा घिसते नहीं है. वी डोंट डू दैट एट ऑल बिकॉज द वर्ल्ड ऑफ टुमारो is unknown, and the people like us who are career techies, we want to take on the unknown and we want to charter the unknown and solve it. We are explorers in that way, right? Because some people like us are only solving all of these conversations we have discussed. So dystopia awareness is there, but utopia is in our consciousness.
This began as an AI horror podcast, and
It
it's
did.
ended as like such a scientific piece of content. Like everything that we've said has been backed by some scientific incline.
I think we did.
I feel for me, this episode was one of those episodes that's given me a lot to think about. Like I've learned a huge quantity of stuff, and I'm going to need some time to process all of this. So all I want to say is, please be back on the show.
I'm sure.
Dada, this was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Ranveer. Thank you, Evan. I have got so much enriched being in this room, which I have watched probably God knows how many times. And I always wanted to know, who are these people driving Ranveer? And how is Ranveer? And I think the best version of yourself, the world is yet to see.
Thank you.
And only lots of love, blessings, and rooting for all of you 80 people.
A very fun, mind-bending conversation.
Thank you so much. It was fun. Lot of fun.
Hope you had a blast.
I had a blast.
And hope to see you back on the show.
I will try my best whenever you call me.
Thank you so much. I have one last artistic practice before we begin. It's become like a ritual on the show. So with every piece, every piece is its own identity, and we do like a bit of an intention setting with the guest.
Okay.
So my intention for this, and I would love for you to voice out yours as well, but the intention I have is to put out value for people who are trying to build a better life in the near future, irrespective of their professions, and also value for those people who are trying to build out careers in tech. This should just fuel their creativity.
Correct.
So this is creative petrol for a lot of future entrepreneurs. So that's my intention, and hopefully those future entrepreneurs do good with their work in this world. Therefore, maybe the karma of this episode is combined with that.
Yeah, I resonate with that. And I think my objective of doing this episode with you is you gather knowledge, and you certainly at some point in time, there's an inflection point. All these years of work in core AI tech, and then there is inflection, which happened in the last 24 months. And there's so much of knowledge which resides. I'm not going to take it anywhere. And that's why I am the son of a professor. I am an educationist. I teach in various universities. So my job, rather than building things in AI and making it and evangelizing, is to just give it back. And this is an area which is very, very focused in the years to come. And the way to do that would be to give it back on knowledge. Knowledge is something is an asset.
Like amplifying the vidya behind the tech.
It's the vidya. It's the vidya behind the tech.
Okay. Yeah, nice intention.
Yeah.
That's nice.
My
Just being a
point
channel for knowledge to flow through.
Yeah, knowledge to flow through.